Hello guys, welcome back to MU Sports TV, and we're back again with another video, and we are going to talk about a bit of training news and the latest transfer as far as Manchester United are concerned. And for the latest news, we are getting news that United are back in training this week. Yeah, after the international break, they are back in training this week as we are preparing for the game against Nottingham Forest on the 1st of April. Remember, United are not going to play this weekend because this weekend is all about the FA Cup, and remember, United are out of the FA Cup after being eliminated by Fulham in the fifth round. So, no football for us this weekend again, but the Premier League resumes next week on Tuesday as United are facing Nottingham Forest away. And we know that there was some injury concerns with our players when we were heading to the international break, and some of them were Eden Heaven, who was injured against Leicester, Harry Maguire, Lenny Oro, Kobe Menu, Mason Mount, Luke Shaw, also Altiba Andir, Amad Diallo, and Alessandro Martinez. All these players who have been sidelined. And a bit of good news is that during the international break, there are no injury concerns regarding our players who are representing their countries. Bruno Fernandes, Diego Dalot of Portugal, they were okay. Patrick Dogu, Rasmus Højlund, and Eriksen were all good with Denmark. Manolo Garte played against Uruguay, he's okay. Masraoui with Morocco, he's okay. I don't think we had an England representation, so our players who are out, Matthias de Ligt with the Holland, the Lands, who are out representing their countries, are all back, and there are no injury concerns. And we're having news that some of the players who have been injured before or prior to the international break are poised to be back ahead of the game against Forest on the 1st of April. That is next Tuesday. And some of these players, we know that they have been back to training this week. Some of them have returned to grass training this week, and they might join team training days to the game against Nottingham Forest. Hopefully, we can have at least 2 or 3 of them in the matchday squad against Forest, but we can have like all of them in the matchday squad that we are against Manchester City. That is next weekend. So I'm talking about Eden Heaven, Kobe Menu, Lenny Oro, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, Mason Mount was already back. He was in the match squad against Leicester, but he didn't play. No, that's not rushing him back. But I think he might have minutes against Forest, that's for sure. If there's no injury setback, Mason Mount will be back in the match squad against Forest, and he will feature. I'm sure about that. He will get some minutes that game. So I'm just going to clarify on Eden Heaven. He was injured against Leicester. There were no official confirmation from the club regarding his injury. So this was an indication that maybe his injury was not that bad as I feared that it was after he was injured against Leicester. So his injury was not officially announced. That is the timeline, and the injury he was suffering from was not officially announced by the club. And Eden Heaven was just he said that he was appreciative of the comments he saw from the fans, and all those who sent him the recovery messages and comments, and he said that he'll be back quickly or fast. So that was an indication that his injury was not that serious as it was feared. And being that he's only 18 years old, it's no news to us because he's young and his bones are not that old. So I think this is one of the reasons why he might be back as early as early than what we anticipated. So Eden Heaven, according to news we heard, is that Eden Heaven was back or is back in team training this week with the club, although he's being closely monitored because we don't want to risk any further injury or serious injury. So he's being closely monitored. He is back to training, that is this week, and we will see if he will be available against Manchester City. But I can assure you that he won't be available against Forest. It's too early for him. So against Forest, I don't think he will be available. Against Manchester City, there's a high chance he might feature. But the good news is that he's back in training. That is the most important thing. Him back in training, that is the most important thing. And hopefully, I believe that he can be in the match squad or even in the starting 11 when we travel to Lyon the following next Thursday to face them in the Europa League quarterfinals. So Eden Heaven, Kobe Menu, all these players were back in training. You remember, Menu has also missed a couple of games after that injury prior to Spurs game. So Eden Heaven and Kobe Menu are back in team training. Apart from Eden Heaven and Kobe Menu, also Luke Shaw, I think is back in team training. Although he is also being monitored. Luke Shaw has been suffering from injury setback, so I don't think he'll be rushed. So Harry Maguire will be back automatically. Harry Maguire will be back. That's for sure. For Harry Maguire, Lenny Yoro and Kobe Menu, I can assure you that they'll be back and they can make it in the match they scored against Nottingham Forest. But for Lenny Yoro, for Eden Heaven and for Eden Heaven and Luke Shaw, I don't think they can make it to the match they scored against Nottingham Forest, but they can make it to the match they scored against Manchester City. That is if everything goes to plan. About Alti Bandir, I don't have any concrete news about Alti Bandir, but what I know is that he's also close to being back and in training. He's been closely monitored, but for Bandir, I think it can take 2 weeks from now. Maybe it can be back mid April. If everything goes to plan. So yesterday there was an update regarding Amad Diallo, as he posted on his Snapchat account that he'll be back soon. For Amad Diallo, remember he was injured in training prior to the Spurs game as well, and according to news then was that his season was over and he will be ruled out, or he was ruled out until the end of the season. But Ruben Amorim weeks ago, he confirmed that he does not rule out Amad Diallo returning before the end of the season. So this confirmed the news that Amad Diallo might return for us before the end of the season, and that's why we need a win against Lyon, because if we can manage to knock out Lyon, Amad Diallo will be back and can feature for us in the semi-finals against Bilbao or Rangers. So Amad Diallo might return to team training mid-April or at the end of April. So if this is true and if it goes to plan, I think it's a good news for us, because we know Amad Diallo. We know how he was crucial. Was a crucial player and for Ruben Amorim since he arrived at Manchester United. So for Amad Diallo, guys, I know that he is close to return to team training, maybe mid-April or at the end of April. We could have Amad Diallo back for the remaining matches of the season, and hopefully we qualify for Europa League semi-final and final as well. So guys, I talked about also transfer news. I'm going to talk about our goalkeeping sector. We all know that we've had problems or issues when we come to our goalkeeping area. With Onana has been heavily criticized since his arrival at Old Trafford, and United fans are out of patience. They're running out of patience, and they want Andre Onana replaced in the summer. And United, I think they're also looking for a goalkeeper next summer, and this means that either Andre Onana, Alti Bandir, and Tom Hinton will leave the club. What I know is that Tom Hinton will retire at the end of the season, as he will be released. That is, so for Alti Bandir and Andre Onana, I think one of them might leave at the end of the season, because United are in the market looking for a new goalkeeper. If they will find someone that fits the system and also financially, they can acquire the player financially, because at the moment we are in financial crisis, and I don't think we will be splashing money on players as we were some seasons back. So United are closely monitoring Lucas Chevalier of Lille, and also Andre Lunin of Real Madrid has also been linked to Old Trafford. But at the moment, there's hit on these two players, Lucas Chevalier of Lille and Andre Lunin of uh, Madrid. If I look at Lucas Chevalier is playing for Lille this season, he has played 26 matches for Lille. That shows his availability. Yeah, he's 23 years old, if I'm not wrong. Yes, he's 23 years old, a French goalkeeper. Uh, I've watched two, 3 games, and I think it's not that bad. So, given his age and experience, that his younger age, I think he could fit in. Also, Andre Lunin of Real Madrid is 26, if I'm not wrong. He has played 4 games in La Liga this season, and he has 1 assist so far for him. He is behind Thibaut Courtois because of Thibaut Courtois. That's why he's behind in pecking order at Real Madrid. But I think he's a good goalkeeper. When Thibaut Courtois was in the last season, he was outstanding for Real Madrid. Remember the Champions League, in the La Liga as well. So, I think the only difference between these players will be their market value or the price that their clubs will ask. So, if Madrid will be overpricing him, I think United will go for Chevalier. So, depending on these two players, I think they are all good. Chevalier and Andre Lunin, they are all good, and the only difference will be their fee as their club will demand. Thanks for watching, guys.